My parents sold my car while I was away to pay off my sister's debts. I was angry and canceled all my plans and came with a lawyer. Now sister has lost her house. I bought my truck when I was 24, a silver Ford F-150 with almost 90,000 miles on it and a dent near the rear bumper from the previous owner. Nothing special, but it was mine. I worked overtime for almost 3 years at a warehouse outside Columbus to pay it off early. My parents never liked that I moved away. My younger sister Jenna stayed close to them. She jumped between jobs, had constant money problems, and somehow every crisis became a family emergency. My mom always defended her with the same line. She has the kids. That sentence ended every argument. By 32, I was living in Phoenix, working construction management. Good pay, long hours. I visited Ohio maybe twice a year, and every visit felt the same. Jenna crying at the kitchen table. Dad stressed out. Mom trying to fix another disaster with money nobody really had. The last time I visited before everything exploded, Jenna was already behind on her mortgage. I heard my parents talking late at night while I packed upstairs. She only needs help this one time, my mom whispered. Dad sounded exhausted. We already gave her $15,000 last year. She'll lose the house. I stayed out of it, like always. A few months later, I got sent to New Mexico for a 6-week project. Before leaving, I parked my truck at my parents' house because Dad had an empty garage space. Around week 4, my insurance company emailed me asking why ownership records had changed. At first, I thought it was a mistake. Then they sent the paperwork. My signature was forged. Badly. I called my mom immediately. Where's my truck? Silence. Then she quietly said, your sister was going to lose the house. I sat on the edge of my motel bed staring at the carpet while my stomach turned. You sold my truck? We had no choice, she said. Dad got on the phone next. You aren't even using it. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. That truck was paid off. We'll help you replace it eventually. Eventually. Like they borrowed it instead of stealing it. I hung up without yelling. That scared them more than screaming would have. The next morning, I canceled the rest of my project, lost the completion bonus, and flew straight back to Ohio. But I didn't go to my parents' house first. I went to a lawyer. Turns out, forging a vehicle title is a felony. Selling property that isn't yours is too. My lawyer asked if I wanted to settle it privately. I said no. That evening, we walked into my parents' kitchen together. Jenna was already there drinking coffee like nothing happened. Dad looked furious the second he saw the lawyer. You seriously brought legal help into this? My lawyer placed the paperwork on the table and calmly explained everything. Forged signatures, fraud, vehicle theft, possible criminal charges. Jenna crossed her arms. You're doing this to family? I looked at her. You sold my truck. Mom immediately started crying. Dad kept saying they were trying to help. Nobody apologized. Then my lawyer asked where the money went. Nobody answered because we already knew. The truck sold for $28,000 and every cent went toward Jenna's mortgage. Here's what they didn't know. 8 months earlier, my grandmother passed away and left me executor over her estate, including a lake house outside Dayton, worth almost $400,000. My parents assumed Jenna would eventually get it because she needed it more. But Grandma added one specific clause to the will. Any family member involved in fraud or financial manipulation against another beneficiary lost all inheritance rights immediately. My lawyer slid the document across the table. Jenna read it twice before looking up. What does this mean? It means the lake house is no longer an option for you. The room went dead quiet. Dad slowly sat down. My mom covered her mouth. Jenna stared at me like I betrayed her, which almost made me laugh because she watched them sell my truck and never warned me once. The legal fight dragged on for months. The buyer kept the truck because he bought it legally without knowing the title was forged. My parents had to repay me themselves along with legal fees. Dad pulled money from retirement savings to avoid criminal court. Without their help, Jenna fell behind on the mortgage again. About 6 months later, the bank foreclosed on her house anyway. The last time I saw her was outside the courthouse parking lot while she loaded boxes into a rental van. She looked exhausted. She saw me standing there and froze for a second, probably expecting another fight. I just nodded once, got into my car, and left. Nobody in my family calls me anymore. But every summer, I spend a week alone at the lake house with my phone turned off.